News today, Prime Minister Jeremiah Manele highlights Chamber of Commerce role in private sector growth. World Toilet Day observed in Honiara, Sanitation and Menstrual Hygiene in focus. HIV and AIDS a growing concern, industry emphasized preparedness and awareness. And in sports, MSG Prime Minister's Cup 2025 semi-finals rescheduled to Thursday. Hello and welcome, I'm Jeremy Gual. First up, Solomon Islands will reopen its embassy and permanent mission in Geneva after signing an MOU with Switzerland on Monday, 17 November 2025. The agreement begins the process of re-establishing the mission, which closed in 2020. The move aims to strengthen engagement with the UN, World Trade Organization, and other international organizations, as well as deepen bilateral ties with Switzerland. Switzerland has offered financial support for the reopening. The mission is expected to be re-established in early 2026. Minister for Foreign Affairs Peter Chanel Angovaka is in Geneva this week for the COP11 conference on tobacco control. Prime Minister Jeremiah Manele also acknowledged the role of Solomon Islands Chamber of Commerce and Industry in supporting private sector development, noting its effort in bringing business together, advising government, and promoting high corporate standards. He urged participants, including Australia and Solomon Islands businesses, government agencies, and development partners to make full use of the forum's opportunity and ensure its outcome led to more jobs, stronger industries, resilient communities, and long-term benefits for Solomon Islanders.
I wish to express my sincere gratitude to the Solomon Islands Chamber of Commerce and Industry, seeking for their genuine partnership and enduring commitment to the development of our beloved nation, the Solomon Islands. Your role in convening business, championing private enterprise, and advising government is vital. Your willingness to collaborate, to bring the voice of business into policy direction discussions, and to lift standards of corporate practice is appreciated.
World Toilet Day is celebrated every 19th November to raise awareness of sanitation and its role in communities. In Honiara today, Wednesday, the day was commemorated under the theme Sanitation in a Changing World, emphasizing the improving sanitation is not just one person's responsibility, but everyone's. The event also highlighted the importance of menstrual hygiene, which remains a visible challenge in communities across the Solomon Islands. The event was attended by provincial premiers, development partners from Australia and New Zealand, community representatives, and was organized by the Ministry of Health and Medical Services in partnership with UNICEF, Island Water Corporation, and Solomon Islands National University. UNICEF Chief of WAS Project told Tavuli News that 264 communities in the Solomon Islands now have access to improved sanitation, protecting children from diseases, and creating healthier environment.
Today we are gathered here to celebrate the World Toilet Day, which is celebrated annually every year on 19 November. The theme of World Toilet Day this year is sanitation in a changing world. And the tagline is, we will always need a toilet. So we are gathered here to commend the government of Solomon Islands, commend the communities, and also thank our resource partners and also our partners in terms of really achieving the no open defecation free communities here in Solomon Islands. So there are about 260 no open defecation free islands, no open defecation free communities. About 30,000 people have gained access to basic sanitation in the past 5 to 10 years. So in terms of the access to basic sanitation in Solomon Islands, if you look at the data, the Solomon Island has over the past 25 years made slow and steady progress in terms of access to basic sanitation. However, the challenge here in the Pacific, especially in Solomon Island, is the challenges of logistics, complex supply chain to really reach remote and outer islands with supplies, with even staff to get down to the communities for awareness raising. So that is one challenge in terms of human resource.
However, alarming data shows that 74% of people in Solomon Islands communities still lack access to basic sanitation.
We still need everyone for put them hands together, regardless of whatever NGOs or whoever, but with the leading ministry, you may everyone looking at importance, why you may needing toilet, household level, for students who are out of go to schools and public places, and also lot of clinics.
Okay, so far, we fala garem few achievements in the Western Province. In Ranonga, we fala garem 12 fala communities where out achieving no this fala no open defecation. Lovela, we fala garem 2 fala. Lokolo Bangara, we fala garem 5 fala. And then in Simbo Island, we fala garem few where already been we fala achieving. I'm already NOD, but we have a plan for that. We are planning to get the whole island.
Right, in particular, Manele province is a uphill struggle. Mifala inside CLTS because having inside policy, him demand no subsidy, no free. So Mifala managed for about 43%. Okay, still difficult everywhere. Yeah. The 22%, sorry, 22. Yes, him now got NOD, no open defecation. Law side of Manele province. Yes, sanitation have human dignity, yeah. Same, everybody have to access to toilet because have one fala important part of human being.
Okay, for Central Island Province, MIFA also got a lot of achievements too, by Mrs. success stories, and this one from various levels. So firstly, by me highlighting from the provincial level that we have a good collaboration and partnership with our various stakeholders. Yeah, I would acknowledge support from UNICEF, Live and Land, ECANC, and other funding and stakeholders that recently come and implementing programs that have target towards sanitation programs to the province.
This is sanitation improving law Western Province. But me say one very important group law leadership law inside law provincial level we follow now provincial government. I think very important for what I understand in this one, especially this sanitation for that taken inside law, especially law what level, law rural area, for be able for recognizing the importance of sanitation.
The Public Accounts Committee has urged the Ministry of Health to strengthen early career path awareness to help address the workforce gap in the country. The ministry says Solomon Islands need to train 58 new doctors each year at a cost of $358 million to reach a moderate WHO health worker ratio by 2031. Health Permanent Secretary Pauline McNeil told the committee that the country has fewer than 22 health workers per 10,000 people, below the moderate target of 30 and well under the WHO benchmark of 44. She noted that the progress is constrained by the budget limitation.
For us, we have not done any awareness, formal awareness, look at the schools in terms of creating the demand for the schools or students for demand for training health side. But I'm sure there are many students out there who dream to become doctors and nurses. But on our part, we also have to create that. But it also comes back to budget, to increase the budget to finance not only undergraduates but postgraduate for specialized, because we first start for move Golo specialist areas, and there are opportunities that Mifala we bank on. One opportunity is with the MOU that we've done with India, but there's an upcoming MOU that Mifala like for exploring with the Philippines, because they have 405 nursing schools in the Philippines that we can also bank on.
To close the gap, the ministry estimates 407 new doctors will be required over the next 7 years. McNeil said 113 Solomon Islanders are currently in medical training, but annual intakes remain below target. She added that the discussions with the Ministry of Education are ongoing to improve school-level career awareness.
I recall some of us who are sitting here, and probably yourselves, we've been through a system called the Careers Week, where students come together and have those opportunities available to them to go through some sort of activities. And I guess this is something to discuss with our partner, the Ministry of Education, to revisit that system.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock admits it lacks both funding and technical capacity to fight the coconut rhinoceros beetle. Permanent Secretary Samson Vilu told the Public Accounts Committee that while biocontrol work is underway in several provinces and showing results, the ministry's reach remains limited. Ministry of Agriculture is now aiming to eradication on Bellona Island and is relying heavily on donor support, including help from New Zealand.
Me selecting Bellona because movement of people go there not as heavy as other islands, and shipping no regularly go except if you fly or plane. So we want to eradicate instead of control. Eradication now. We target him lo Bellona and hopefully lo Reynolds. So we've just placed out extension officers just go start lo last month lot to follow provinces below ministry, and then hopefully with their presence there we can coordinate movement. This one lo Sierra B.
Vilu says a fully effective national response would cost around 6 to 10 million Solomon dollars each year. HIV and AIDS have becoming a growing concern for the nation. While the issue has been raised many times, the Ministry of Health and Medical Services says it is preparing for it, especially in terms of budget planning. This was highlighted during the Public Accounts Committee sitting, where members pointed out that the current budget does not match the seriousness of the concern. Permanent Secretary for Health Pauline McNeil told the committee that the ministry is working closely with partners, stressing that preparedness is key.
The accumulated numbers now is about 70. With new cases now, it's going up to 30. So it's about 26, 29. So we are concerned about the increase of HIV. Now, the situation is only not in... there are other factors that come into play with increase of drug use, illicit drug use, and also other form of activities that also influence the rise and increase. We are working closely with SIPA, Planned Parenthood Association. By we follow work together because most of the cases that come forward wouldn't want to come through formal sector, informal NGOs. So we follow work through Okata. In terms of the budget, we are in discussion with DFED, and there's opportunities for quite a substantial amount of money to provide support for that region, because the story lo HIV, hem lo Fiji, lo PNG, and the same story will also occur in Solomons.
Deputy Secretary for Health Improvement and Public Health, Nemia Bainivalu, says they are taking proactive steps to address the issue. He highlighted the importance of partnership, public awareness, and improving how information is shared with the support of stakeholders.
Going towards next year, we will manage to secure him some funding for actually for supporting the National HIV STI unit, wherefore we look for several things. One is also to increase awareness on prevention and so forth with him at-risk communities, and also with him the general population. The other one is actually to building capacity with our technical partners based in Australia and around the region for recapacitating more at a health workforce premium, not only at national level but also at provincial level as well, because our number of cases, as mentioned by the PS, is spread across the Solomon Islands. So we have to, from national level, go down doing training as well. The other thing that we also prioritizing as far with the level of support, in fact, getting from our donors, believe me too, is to actually review too and actually look into our awareness campaigns and modality how using at the moment. For example, comparatively to how to use of social media. And also how to address and approach high-risk groups. Yeah, so those are things that me fella waka with him me fellow ministry look like.
The Honiara City Council is calling on all residents to play their part in keeping the capital clean and healthy through its Environmental Office Waste Management and Control Division. The Council has issued a strong reminder for the public to take full responsibility for proper waste disposal and maintaining a clean environment.
So for keeping place blame clean, Honiara City clean, Lolita ordinance na mi fasawe base lem, team lo mi fasawe go out, lo its shops or premises, lo residents and areas of them. Kami fasawe doing inspection, awareness at the same time lo ta areas. So kami fa look na lo 7 meter, within 7 meter premises blo ona hem onam for him must keep him clean. So if me fala go out then 7 meter blo hem no clean, kami fasawe give him notice, first notice, second notice, then final notice, then fasawe pay fine. So for keep him no town blame clean no because ini must follow to ordinance blame or law blame. Yeah.
Environmental Officer Evelyn Suimai says her team is actively monitoring the city and conducting ongoing awareness programs in schools and communities to promote better waste management practices and civic pride. Ms. Suimai urged everyone to stop littering using designated bins and separate recyclable to help reduce pollution and protect public health.
If you want to follow good citizens, you help them out too, yeah? You pick up after what you kakam or what you thorough, you must put him good because of, and also business houses and residential house must keep him 7 meter clean because you may stay lo town boundary, you must follow na lita ordinance blame all the way. For keep him town blame clean by misawe stay good lo clean environment.
Moving on to regional news, Climate Minister Simon Watts is urging other countries to support a Pacific-led COP hosted by Australia next year. The host for COP31 in 2026 is still undecided, but both Australia and Turkey is seeking to host the summit. Watts says climate change in the Pacific is not a distant threat, but a lived reality, and that hosting the meeting in Australia would provide an opportunity to advance global climate solution. Deputy Public Health Minister Renia Gadabu says diabetes is a national crisis in Nauru. Speaking at World Diabetes Day earlier this month, he warned the disease is weakening the workforce and straining the health system. Gadabu said more than 1 in 5 adults in Nauru has diabetes, one of the highest rates in the world. He urged people to eat healthier, cut sugar, and stay active, and call for increased government funding for non-communicable diseases. That's regional news. Coming up next is sports. Welcome back in sports. MSG Prime Minister's Cup 2025 semi-finals rescheduled to Thursday for both the men's and women's category. In line with the FIFA and MSG regulations, team must receive a minimum of 48 hours rest and recovery to ensure players' safety and well-being. The Solomon Islanders senior women's national team takes on Papua New Guinea in their third match of the competition, and the senior men's national team takes on Vanuatu. With this year's team celebrate Melanesia, the third and fourth place playoffs and grand finals will take place this weekend on Sunday at Sir John Guy's Stadium, Port Moresby. As Titans were crowned the undisputed champions of Honiara social football on Monday this week at the home of football, Lausan Tama Stadium. This was after convincingly beating a determined TKO side 3-1 in the grand final of the 2025 Honiara Master Football League. The Honiara Masters Football League is a social soccer league for senior citizens over the age of 35 in Honiara, aimed at promoting physical activities, social connections, and healthy lifestyle. With the grand final victory, S Titans remains the only unbeaten side in the league this season on the way to lifting the title. And finally, in sports, Dunde Village in Munda, Western Province is ready to host the Ward 4 constituency soccer competition. Preparations are underway with 16 teams confirmed to take part in the games. Senior Daga, event coordinator for the constituency competition, shared some updates on the upcoming event scheduled for 24 November 2025.
Very important community based on bringing more young people together for connecting motorbike. And also I think this one too, I mean, first time Western Arizona constituency we're hosting competition since the constituency last week. And this one I mean, first ever event where happens, I mean, bringing in more benefit. Also, one thing too, we're looking people that come in, about the market when the lawyer are picking in the woman too, or the markets are a little bit serious and fun below the local festivity. I think him now the little bit area where we like touching them.
That's Senior Daga Events Coordinator sharing updates on the coming event. And that also wraps up our Tavuli News Bulletin for today. If you have any stories you would like to share, please send us an email at newsdesk@tavulinews.com.sb. You can also revisit our stories on our social media platform, that's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, and on our website. I'm Jeremy Guao. Thanks for joining.